Good morning students, welcome again. In this video we will be reading the second chapter of the book First Flight, named as Nelson Mandela A Long Walk to Freedom, which is an excerpt of the biography of Nelson Mandela. Let us read about the author. See, he is Nelson Mandela. Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela was a South African anti-apartheid revolutionary, politician and philanthropist who served as President of South Africa from 1994 to 1999. He served as President of African National Congress ANC party from 1991 to 1997. He was Secretary General of the Non-Aligned Movement from 1998 to 1999. He spent 27 years in prison, Robben Island, for oppressing apartheid. The policy by which the races were separated, the whites were gave power over the blacks in South Africa, received more than 250 honors including the 1993 Nobel Peace Prize, the US Presidential Medal of Freedom. He is known as Madiba or as Tata. He is often described as the father of the nation, means for the Africa he was being called as the father of nation. So he struggled a lot for the black people. We all know that there was differentiation in between black and white in Africa during that time. So let us read about the anti-apartheid activities. In 1961, Mandela became leader of the ANC's Swamp Wing, Umkhonto we Sizwe, which means Spear of the Nation, which he co-founded. He coordinately protested campaigns against military and government targets. Mandela also raised funds for MK abroad and arranged for parliamentary training of a group. Later, mostly in the 1980s, MK waged a guerrilla was against the apartheid regime, in which many civilians became casualties. Mandela later admitted that the ANC, in its struggle against apartheid, also violated human rights and stopped these activities. Okay, so now anti-apartheid activities, I hope all are clear to you. Means there was lot of differentiation between black and whites, and blacks got too much of violation from the whites, and white people were having power. So let us see the day of inauguration. What was the grace of that inauguration ceremony? 10th May dawned bright and clear, means that day was quite different as according to Nelson Mandela. For the past few days, he had been pleasantly surrounded by dignitaries and world leaders who were coming to pay their respect before the inauguration. The inauguration would be the largest ceremony ever of international leaders of South African soil. Okay, the ceremony took place in the lovely sandstone amphitheater formed by the Union buildings in Pretoria. For decades, this had been the seat of white supremacy, and how it was the site of a rainbow gathering of different colors and nations for the installation of Africa's first democratic non-racial government. Non-racial means no difference of colors. Earlier, white people were having power, but now first black president was being appointed. For the honor of that black president, all people from all over the countries have been gathered there in that amphitheater, which was formed by the Union building in Pretoria. Let us see the people who accompanied Nelson Mandela at the time of inauguration ceremony. His daughter Janani was there with him, and second deputy president Mr. De Klerk was also with him. See, he is addressing the gathering, and this addressing is being explained in the whole chapter. What are the things which he remember on the day of inauguration, on the day of oath taking, his experience when it was his turn. he pledged to obey and uphold the constitution and to denote himself to be the well-being of republic and its people. He said that now they achieved their political emancipation and took pledge for president designation. He remembered that only few moments before, the highest generals of the South African Defence Force and police, their chests bedecked with ribbons and medals from days gone by, saluted him and pledged their loyalty. Now let us see that what is the difference Nelson Mandela is noticing between the past days and on the day of inaugural ceremony, when the officers who earlier arrested him, now they are saluting him. So he was not unmindful, means he has not forgotten the time when these people not saluted him but arrested him. Okay, now Nelson Mandela is memorizing the past days during his inaugural ceremony, the time when he has faced the discrimination. Okay, let us see what are the past days he is memorizing about. The day was symbolized for him by the playing of two national anthems and the vision of whites singing Nkosi Sikelel Afrika and blacks singing Diastem, the old national anthem of Republic. Means two different national anthems were there. One is meant for the white and another is for black. So on that day he was overwhelmed with the sense of history. The structure they created formed the basis of one of the harshest, most inhumane societies the world has ever known. Now, in the last decades of 20th century and my own 8 decades as a man, that system had ever been overturned forever and replaced by one that recognizing the rights and freedoms of all people and regardless of the color of their skins. Means now there is no difference between the blacks and the white. That day had come through the unimaginable sacrifices of thousands of many people whose suffering and courage can never be counted or repaid. I felt that day, as I have on so many other days, that I was simply the sum of all those African patriots who had gone before me. Means all those patriots who have sacrificed their life for watching this prestigious day. Now Nelson Mandela is memorizing those sacrifices and he is overwhelmed now. Now let us see what are the other memories that he is memorizing on the day of inauguration. The decades of oppression and brutality had another unintended effect, and that was that it produced the Oliver Tambo, the Walter Sisselers, the Chief, the Lutherless, the Yusuf Dados, the Bram Fishers, the Robert Sobukis of our time, men of such extraordinary courage, wisdom and generosity that their like may never be known again. Means all these names are of the freedom fighters of Africa. Perhaps it requires such depths of oppression to create such heights of character. My country is rich in the minerals and gems that lies beneath its soil, but I have always known that its greatest wealth in its people, finer and truer than the purest diamond. We all know that Africa is very much known for its minerals and diamonds. He also said that no one is born hating another person because of the color of their skin, on his background or his religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. For love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. Means Nelson Mandela wants to convey that people must reflect love in place of hatred, because love is more convenient to express than the hatred. Even in the grimmest times in prison, when my comrades and I were pushed to our limits, I would see a glimmer of humanity in one of the guards, perhaps just a second, but it was enough to reassure me and keep me going. Means there was still hope in the guards, that they too have the feeling of love towards black among the whites. Okay, so this gives a hope to Nelson Mandela. But then I slowly saw that not only was I not free, but my brothers and sisters were not free. Nelson Mandela considered all country people as their brothers and sisters, and he thought that if he himself is not free, that is not the matter. Even all his countrymen are feeling bounded, they are facing the oppression. I saw that it was not just my freedom that was reduced, but the freedom of everyone who looked like I did. Means everyone of the brothers and sisters of Nelson Mandela, means all the country people, were searching for the freedom. That is when the hunger for my own freedom became the greater hunger for the freedom of my own people. I knew that the oppressor must be liberated just as surely as the oppressed. A man who takes away another man's freedom is a prisoner of hatred. He is locked behind the bars of prejudice and narrow mindedness. So, these are the feelings of Nelson Mandela. I am not truly free if I am taking away someone else's freedom, just as surely as I am not free when my freedom is taken from me. The oppressed and the oppressor alike are robbed of their humanity. So, in the end, these are the lines which were spoken by Nelson Mandela. He just put stressed on the things that no one should be bounded, everyone should remain free, and everyone should enjoy the fruit of the freedom. Okay, now I hope you all have understood the name of the freedom fighters, those who have fought against the discrimination of black and white, and the twin obligations about which Nelson Mandela has talked about, and about the sacrifices which the ancestors or the people who fought against the discrimination have made. So, this all is Nelson Mandela, A Long Walk to Freedom. See you in the next video. Thank you.